Okay, so this is your Unit 8 review. Here's the formulas that you're going to need to know. Remember that the key words that you're looking for in your problems are sum of the interior angles. So you're going to use the formula n minus 2 times 180. If the problem is looking for each interior angle, or if you see the word an interior angle, then you're going to say n minus 2 times 180, and then you're going to divide it by n. Remember, n is the number of sides of the polygon. For exterior angles, for all polygons, the sum of the exterior is 360 degrees. Now, if your problem is asking for one of the exterior angles, you're going to say 360 divided by n. Again, n is just the number of sides. If the problem wants to know the number of sides a polygon might have, and it gives you the outside angle measure, so it gives you one of those angles on the outside, you would say 360 divided by whatever that angle measure is on the outside. One last thing you want to remember is that if you have an interior angle and you have an exterior angle, when you add those two angles together, it will equal 180 degrees. So those are some helpful formulas that you're going to need to know. So here we go. Are the images below a polygon? If they are a polygon, are they convex or concave? So first of all, there are two images here that are not polygons. That would be this half moon, not a polygon. Remember, this curve is a no. So this one over here is not a polygon as well. The rest of them are all polygons. So convex polygons, remember? Convex polygons, they kind of open outward. All of the diagonals that you would draw would stay on the inside of the shape. So a diagonal would be from one vertex to all the other, like those are some diagonals. You might think of these as diagonals, okay? So anytime I draw a diagonal, if it always stays on the inside, that would be convex. So this is a convex polygon. Now notice if I draw diagonals on this one, drawing some diagonals, but look, this diagonal is on the outside of the shape. When that happens, that means it's concave. Okay? And then this one down here is going to be convex. So you got to know the difference between polygon and not a polygon, concave and convex. And now we have some problems. So a convex polygon has only the vertices A, B, C, D. What is the sum of the measures of the interior angles of the polygon? So sum interior angles. So I go back here and look. That's going to be my first formula, n minus 2 times 180. So I'm going to write my formula out. N minus 2 times 180. Great. What is n? N is the number of sides or the number of vertices. Does the problem tell me how many vertices I have? Well, not exactly. It tells me that I have these vertices right here. So I have to know that that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices. So I actually have to look at the problem and count how many according to what their names are. So if this problem said vertices were A, B, C, D, and E, that would be 5, and I would use 5 for N. And this problem, I'm going to be using 4 because that's what I've got. 4 minus 2 times 180, that's going to be 2 times 180. I can do that in my head. That's going to be 360 degrees for the sum of the measures of that convex polygon. Number 2, in a regular polygon, the measure of an interior angle is 128.6 degrees. How many sides does the polygon have? Round to the nearest whole number. Okay, I've got a decimal. It's talking about rounding. So in my answer, I'm probably going to get a decimal, and I'm going to have to round it. So one interior angle is 128.6 degrees. And I want to know how many sides the polygon has. So I can do this a couple of different ways. If I look back at my formulas, I'll see that n minus 2 times 180 divided by n gives me an interior angle. So let's go over here. N minus 2 times 180 divided by n gives me that interior angle. So I can use this right here number, 128.6 degrees, and say n minus 2 Now, I want to cross multiply because I've got a fraction set up. Anytime I cross multiply, I have to put something over 1. And I would say 128.6 n equals n minus 2 times 180. So I'm going to get my best friend to help me here. All right, go up. Something doesn't look right. I wrote that twice. 128.6x equals parentheses x minus 2, 180. So n equals 7.004. So that would round to 7 sides. Okay? So that's one way to do the problem. Another way you can do this problem, and I'm going to do that in purple. Remember how I said an interior angle and an exterior angle equaled 180? Well, if I take... oh, that's too thick. If I say interior plus exterior equals 180. And so the interior, so if I say 180 subtract 128.6, that will give me the exterior angle. That's 51.4. So 51.4 is what the outside angle is. So then if I said 360 divided by 51.4, that would equal 7.003. And when I round that, that's still going to be 7 sides. So that's 2 different ways that you can work the problem, and both ways gives you the same answer. All right, example 3. In a regular hexagon, What is the measure of each interior angle? So interior angle uses n minus 2 times 180 degrees. And this problem, n is the number of sides, and I have a hexagon. So if you don't remember how many sides a hexagon has, then you're going to have to go back to your notes that are online on the very first day that we started polygons, and you'll be able to see that a hexagon is a 6-sided figure. The other thing you could do if you don't want to go back and look is you can just pull up your Google search bar and say, how many sides does a hexagon have? Google will tell you the answer. So 6 minus 2 times 180 would be 4 times 180. Whew, that's a pretty big number right now. Let's just multiply. 720. Number 4, find the value of x and y in the figure to the right. Okay, so y is on the outside. X plus y would equal 180 degrees because x is an interior angle, y is an exterior angle. So it looks like if I find the value of x, that will be easy to find the value of y. So let's see, how many sides do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 sides. So the first thing I've got to do is find out what the total amount on the inside is. So 3 times 180. 540. So when I add all of these together, that's going to equal 540 degrees on the inside. And how many degrees is that one? I really hope you all think 90. So, x plus 80 plus 160 plus 100 plus 90 equals 540. X is 110. X is 110, so what is y going to be? Well, y will equal 180 minus 110, so y will equal 70. List the properties of a parallelogram, a rectangle, a rhombus, a square, and a trapezoid. So, parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, square, trapezoid. All right, so these are the properties that we had in our notes. Now my iPad is not going to let me go back. It's not as friendly as the computer is about letting me go back and showing you what those properties are. So what I'm going to do is tell you where you can find those properties. That's a little bit of, how do I say, responsibility on your part. You need to be able to go back and look those properties up and see where you can find them. So for a I can't talk this morning. For a parallelogram, you're going to find what you need on Monday, March the 8th. If you go back there and look, you'll see the different properties. You're going to want to look on Thursday, March 11 for both of these. And then you're going to want to, I'm looking these up as I fill these out. You're also going to want to check out Monday, March the 15th for a square. It's Tuesday, March the 16th. And for a trapezoid, it's Thursday, March the 18th. These dates are going to give you those properties where it tells you if the diagonals are congruent, if the diagonals bisect the angles, if the diagonals form perpendiculars, if the opposite sides are parallel, if the opposite sides are congruent. That's where you're going to find all of those different properties to be able to list those all out. And the last thing is using the image to the right. What is the length of JK and WX? All right, well, it looks like I've got an isosceles trapezoid. So when I have an isosceles trapezoid, this median, remember this is the median, that's going to be median is going to equal 1/2 of the top plus the bottom. So the median is JK in this problem, and it is x plus 4. My pencil's not wanting to work. All right. So let's try this again. So, all right, so x plus 4 equals 1/2. The top one is 3x minus 26, and the bottom one is 22. So, I'm going to type this into Desmos, and I'm going to type it in very carefully. 1 divided by 2. Super important that you use parentheses. Plus 22, and I'm going to double check it. X is 12. All right, X is 12. So what's JK? JK is X plus 4. So that would be 12 plus 4. JK equals 16. And WX, 3x minus 26. So 3 times 12 minus 26. All right, 3 times 12 minus 26 is 10. That's it. That's your review.